Hi, welcome back to Hydroponics Daily. Today we're going to talk about another method of growing hydroponically, and that is aquaponics, which sounds very similar to hydro. Hydro and aqua, one's Greek, one's Roman, don't ask me which. But aquaponics is very different because it involves the culturing of fish at the same time as growing the plants. So why would you do this? Well, two crops potentially. Or two forms of produce, but really it's because you can feed the fish some sort of organic fertilizer, and then the fish poop out plant food, and that plant food is solubilized or suspended in the water, and that goes into the system here and feeds the plants, and then the plants might drop off a bit of roots that the fish might eat, and then the whole system and the circulatory system continues. You could put the feed that goes in here could be fairly cheap, and you've produced two high-value crops at the end of it. However, there are some complications. People who've done this commercially, like Aquafarms in Leicester, good guys up there in Leicester, just up the road, they found that they were in lockdown. They were getting loads of money for their fish they were growing because all the pet shops, the koi farms were all closed, and so they could sell those. But then after lockdown, the lettuce, which was going to local restaurants, was selling really well, and they had to decide, what were we going to optimize our system for? Is it the fish or is it the lettuce or the microgreens? Because it has to be one or the other, because the system can't be optimized for both in the real world. So that's one issue. The other issue you get is, you can deliver a lot of NP and K in here. However, the micronutrients like iron can be an issue. So you can get organic systems, and you can get things like iron sulfate, but it's not the best form of iron. And then other things, microbial contamination can be an issue. And another one is ammonia levels building up, which harms the fish. Plants love ammonia to some extent, but the ammonia levels can be harmful to fish. The actual system that you run, whether that's in rock wool, or it could be a DWC, it could be a deep tank here as well. But normally the fish are kept separate from the plants. You can have small hobby type ones where the plant's roots are in with the fish. However, that's very rare commercially. It's normally they're separated, and then a pump circulates the fertigation solution around the system. You might have something like freshwater shrimp in here, which are great for feeding on algae and things like that, to remove the algae from the plant roots, which in hydroponics like NFT, DWC is a major issue. So aquaponic systems are very widespread now. They're very popular in developing countries and in developed countries. So you'll find lots of these in, say, India, but you'll also find lots in America and the UK. Not to be confused with aquaculture, which is just the fish farming. There's another word for fish farming. So aquaponics is when you grow the plants and the fish together. You could grow ornamental plants like koi, goldfish, or edible fish like tilapia, is that one? Obviously not seawater fish. I'm not an expert when it comes to animals, as you can tell. And so, I think there are some that grow in both freshwater and seawater. I would imagine salmon is one of those, but I don't think you can do salmon in aquaponics. If you know of anyone who's doing salmon in aquaponics, let me know. Or anything unusual. What's the most unusual type of aquatic animal you've known people to do with aquaponics? Okay, Hydroponics Daily for today is aquaponics.